So you can look at Donald Trump and see what you described as an honest crook, and there is all the evidence of his wrongdoing that goes back 50 years, and we could make a list. We'd be here until Christmas.
Yep, the man's got immense character flaws.
An honest crook? Come on. There's nothing honest about 50 years of scandals and lies. Calling corruption a character flaw is just delusion. James O'Brien cuts right through that nonsense and shows exactly why these excuses fall apart the moment you say them out loud. And believe me, this isn't just some random radio caller. This is a true Trump believer. The perfect example of what Trump does to his followers. Gets them to swallow anything, no matter how absurd, and defend him to the point of embarrassment. It's both painful and revealing.
Obama. Was he trying to carry on doing politics exactly the same as Obama did, or was he trying to change it from within?
Well, Obama didn't successfully change it from within, so it's
not a trick question. Did Donald Trump seek to carry on conducting politics in America in a fashion identical to his predecessor, or did he seek to change it from within by becoming president?
No, it's not a trick question, and I'll say exactly what I just said again. Obama didn't change American society like he wanted to, so Donald Trump is just re-establishing American capitalism.
Pardon?
You heard.
Donald Trump is re-establishing American capitalism. 51 months of consecutive growth, all of which began with Obama.
No, Obama's taking credit for growth. That's absolute hogwash, and you know it.
Stuart, can you count?
Mate, you are in sympathy with these ladies in Congress who are trying to transform the country
Stuart, you're
into
on the
a socialist
radio.
country. Don't interrupt me, mate. Don't interrupt me. You are on the side of these women because you would favour socialist society, a left-wing society as well.
Go on, mate. I'm not interrupting you. I'm waiting for you to say something sensible.
No, you just can't come back with anything. Mate, you're in sympathy with these women, and
Name
so
them. Name them.
The media.
Name them.
Well, AOC, for a start.
What does that stand for?
Alexandria Occasional Cortex.
No. So you know all about their politics, you don't even know their names, and you're on national radio having your pants pulled down.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Omar, Presley.
Mate, you've got your phone out. You've got your phone out now.
Yes,
you come on national radio, claiming that you know everything about their policy. So, which policy do you think most demonstrates their socialist tendencies, Stuart?
High taxes beyond all belief, and ploughing that money into public services.
Mate, you can't have high taxes under socialism because everybody earns the same. So let's try again. Which policy do you think best espouses their socialist tendencies?
No, everyone earns the same after the socialist template's successful, which means destroying the middle class.
So they don't want socialism, then they want high taxes for high earners.
Are you telling me those women don't want socialism in America?
Stuart, I'm telling you, you don't even know their names. Stuart, you don't even know their names. Did you just say? Did you just say fifth column?
I knew you'd ask me.
Yes, but you looked it up on your phone. Stop interrupting. Yes, sorry, Stuart. Carry on.
Right, I knew you'd ask me their names because you couldn't come back with anything, so I looked on the screen on my phone, yes.
Why didn't you know their names before you rang in?
Because I just looked them up and researched them, mate, and I know exactly what...
Why didn't you know their names before you rang in, if you know everything about their politics? Why do you think... Theoretically, why do you think you might not know their names, but you know what they stand for politically?
Mate, I got their names up on the webpage.
That's not what I asked. That's not what I
knew you were going to ask me their names because you couldn't come back with a valid argument.
I already have. I've asked you to name one socialist policy that they support.
High tax.
That's not socialism.
It is socialism.
Okay, Stuart. What do you think socialism means?
Socialism is an ideology. You subscribe to it.
What does it mean?
It's never been proved to work.
What does it mean, Stuart? For the record, I'm not a socialist, but tell me...
Look, mate, I'm in support of Donald Trump.
Yeah, I know you are.
Comments
and you like the racism, but what do you think? What do you think socialism means?
Look, you're not going to Wikipedia me out of this argument, mate.
I don't need to. I know what it means. Tell me what you think it means. I didn't say the word. You did. What does it mean?
It means collapse. And you know it. And you subscribe to it.
Go on.
And it will never work.
Socialism means collapse. You know it. Socialism means collapse. Yes. Do you want to say something? Do you want to expand on that, Stuart, at all?
Well, the socialist policies, mate, have never been proved to work.
So name a socialist policy, Stuart. We're back round the other side of the circle now. You can't define what it means, and you can't name a single socialist policy. What are you so angry about?
Well, I'm trying to actually speak, mate. You just constantly interrupting me and getting me to name things, right?
Yes, like a socialist policy or the meaning of socialism.
So this is what happens, you see.
I know.
A left-wing media commentator will not let someone speak when their opinion is against theirs.
What does socialism mean? You can't have an opinion about socialism if you don't know what it means. So what does it mean?
To me, personally?
No, you silly sausage. To everybody, not to you personally.
Right. Socialism is an ideology. It's a political system, and it does not work.
What does it mean?
What does it mean? Look, James, I phoned in support of Donald Trump.
I know.
His comments aren't racist. Those women are...
What does socialism mean? Stuart, what does socialism mean?
So this is what happens, you see. You get someone into a dead end. Socialism, I don't know the Wikipedia... You know, you're trying to get me Wikipedia me to death here.
No, just any meaning at all, Stuart. I didn't mention the word. It's 12 o'clock. I've been doing this topic for an hour. No one said socialism except you. What does it mean?
No, everyone that's phoned in has more or less been in support of the fifth columners there in America.
What does socialism mean, Stuart?
Right, to all your listeners, okay, as they are listening and nodding their head, the ones that are supporting what I'm saying is, socialism is a template that the four ladies in Congress are trying to bring into America. It doesn't work.
Stuart doesn't know what it means. Stuart hasn't got a clue what it... Stuart's on national radio condemning socialism and revealing he doesn't know what it means.
Okay, it's high taxes, it's healthcare for all that doesn't work or bankrupt the country. It is attacking big business. It's an incestuous relationship between big business and government.
Sweetheart. Listen, next time...
Patronising, you see.
Of course I'm patronising you. You're a clown. You're on national radio condemning socialism and you've been asked...
You're a clown.
No, you're a clown. No, you're a clown.
And you're just as bad as those women in Congress.
And my dad's bigger than your dad.
This right here is the problem with so many Trump supporters. They scream about stopping socialism, but the moment you ask them what it actually means, they collapse every single time. Everything becomes socialism. Higher taxes, public health care, climate policy, you name it, as long as they have an enemy to point at. And honestly, it's embarrassing how quickly this caller falls apart. He doesn't know the names, he doesn't know the facts, he's just parroting Fox News, talking points, and pretending it's truth. And let's be real, if this is their intellectual resistance to progressive politics, then the American right is in deep, deep trouble.
I just want to say I'm actually a fan of Trump, and I think there's a lot of stuff in the media which are lies.
Go on.
I don't know yourself, you're obviously anti-Trump,
now go on, what are the lies that you're unhappy about?
Well, no, I just think you even said this morning, you said it's okay for him, what is it, the quote you used, it's okay to be racist again?
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you draw that conclusion?
He accused Barack Obama of not having been born in America and lying about his birth certificate.
So how's that racist?
Birtherism is racist because Barack Obama is... Well, you can't... I mean, you can talk over me if you want, Stephen, but okay, no, you crack on. There have been
previous presidents that have actually been white that have also not been accused of being born in America. So was that also racist?
No, of course it wouldn't be racist. Who was that, by the way?
I think a president from 1880. It goes back over
No, come on. You're on national radio. You've got your ducks in a row. Tell me about the last time an American president was accused of not being born in America.
I've forgotten the names. But
don't be silly. Don't tease me. Of course you haven't forgotten the name. You wouldn't come on the radio and say something and then immediately fall apart in response to the first question you're asked.
It's not falling apart.
Okay, so let's go back to the lies that have been told about Donald Trump. Which one would you reach for first?
Well, the one that you just said it's okay for the racist to come out.
Well, we've just demonstrated he's very popular with racists, Stephen. I think we can all agree on that.
Well, he's not popular with racists.
So it wasn't white nationalists that invaded the Capitol last week, then. Steve Bannon, his key advisor during the presidential campaign, who's now been pardoned for ripping off Trump supporters, he didn't say you should wear the accusation of racism like a badge of honour.
Well, that's his quote. I mean, if that's what he's saying. But the fact that you can't just say then that everyone that marched on the Capitol is racist.
I didn't. I said they were white nationalists.
Well, you're also portraying that.
So let's go back to the lies, Stephen. Let's go back to the lies that the mainstream media in America has told about Donald Trump.
Well, I've just told you the fact that he's racist.
But we've just proved that he is.
But because he's questioned someone's birth certificate, that makes him racist.
No, because he questioned a black man's birth certificate, knowing that it was absolutely untrue. So that would be called a racist lie, which is encouraged to make people who are uncomfortable with Barack Obama's skin colour believe something that's not true about him, because it then undermines the legitimacy of his presidency. So briefly, because it's not going great, but I'd like you to stick around for a little bit longer. What is it you liked about him, Stephen?
I think that he come out and spoke a lot of the truth on stuff.
Yeah, what stuff? Stephen's hung up.
Here we go again. Another Trump supporter calls him full of confidence, saying the media is lying about his hero. But the moment he's asked to name one lie, everything starts to fall apart. First, he tries to excuse birtherism, as if questioning Obama's birthplace somehow isn't racist. Think about that. Trump built his early fame by pushing a conspiracy that Obama wasn't American simply because he was black. If that's not racist, then what is? When O'Brien presses him for an example of another president accused of the same thing, the caller blurts out something about 1880 and immediately folds. No name, no fact, nothing. Just hot air and excuses. And then comes the fallback line, Trump just tells the truth. Really, what truth was that exactly? Because every example collapses the moment it's challenged. The reality is, this caller doesn't want to face what Trump actually did. He wants to hold on to the fantasy that his guy was the victim of the media. But once again, under the pressure of real questions, that fantasy falls apart live on air.
What's the thing he's done that you love the most?
You said you bumped into Boris yourself.
Go on, mate. I just asked you a question. You said cards on the table. You said cards on the table, but you're not letting me look at your cards. That's an odd way of playing.
Because I want to just cut to the chase. Boris...
No, cards on the table. What's the thing Trump's done that you love the most?
Because he is a man of his word.
What's he done that you love the most?
Pardon?
What's he done that you love the most? You said, I'm loving his work. So what's the act of...
Because he's a politician who tends to, unlike here,
yes,
do what he says.
Yeah, so what's he done? What's the thing he's done? What's the act of work he's done?
I'm not in tune with the American politics.
Cards on the table, I love his work. Give me one example of the work that you love. Over to you, Alex.
Balls of steel. Okay?
No, but you're going to have to answer it before we carry on, because it's cards on the table, Alex. It's your own words, mate.
Because he's very much like Boris. He's a cad, he's a rogue, he's always...
No, but we know all that. You said you love his work. You said cards on the table, I love his work. So show me one card. They're on the table, Alex.
What I'm trying to say to you is he's a politician, but he's not the normal politician.
Cards on the table, Alex. Just show me one of those cards that you said in that really upbeat way. Cards on the table, James. I love his work. So show me one card. One card.
James.
One card.
Some people voted Brexit, others didn't. And
one card, Alex.
Carry on.
One card.
I'm not with you, James.
One card.
I'm not with you, James. I'm trying to just...
I love his work. Cards on the table. Give me one example of the work that you love.
So much work, because James...
So much work. So much work. It'll be really easy to give me one example.
No. Everybody in London voted for him, remember?
Nobody in London voted for Donald Trump. Give me one example of the work he's done that you love, Alex.
People voted for Boris, remember?
Cards on the table, Alex. Cards on the table, Alex. Show me a card.
I'm just not that in tune with American politics to give you a definite answer, but I'm trying to say to you, Boris...
So when you said cards on the table, what you meant was, I don't even know whether I'm playing Snap or poker.
No, I'm trying to say to you, Boris, you have to embrace what he is, and people voted for him right or wrong. He is a bit of a clown. He's everything you said he is. And I think he orchestrated this leakage. I think a friend of that recorded that. It was all done on purpose and construed to make a lot of media interest and chaos talking about Boris. And remember, when he went on the Marr show talking about Nazanin Zaghari Radcliffe, he inadvertently spilled the beans of his MI6, MI5 briefings straight out to Marr.
No, he didn't know now. So, you see, not only have you made a complete cretin of yourself, you've also just libelled the Foreign Secretary.
Why not? Everyone else does.
No, mate. You see, cards on the table, Alex. You're a clown.
So this clown totally exposes himself on the live radio. He storms in saying, cards on the table, I love Trump's work. But the second he's asked to name one thing Trump actually did, he collapses. James O'Brien keeps it simple. One card, one example, just name one thing. And Alex can't do it. He stalls, he stammers, he rambles about Boris Johnson, he mutters something about chaos and media leaks, but he never shows a single card. The truth is obvious. This isn't support based on facts. It's blind loyalty dressed up as conviction. And when you strip away the slogans and the bluster, there's nothing left but hot air. Cards on the table? More like no cards at all.